Alright guys, welcome to Techie Talk. Today we're going to talk about managed WordPress hosting and why it's kind of terrible. So, about maybe a year or so ago, GoDaddy came out with their own WordPress platform. It was hosting designed specifically for WordPress. Now, prior to this, what you would do is you would create a Linux account, a Linux hosting account, and then you would install WordPress on said account. No longer, GoDaddy did this WordPress hosting account. And I have to admit, when it first came out, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It came with some free backups, and I was very comfortable handing the website off to clients without forcing them into a monthly admin fee. You know, like usually you give a website to a client and then you have to charge them a monthly fee in order to keep doing their work. It was a great way for me to stay competitive when everyone else was charging a little bit more. They started implementing auto WordPress updates. Now, what this means is they were updating the WordPress core automatically. Okay? So, no longer was I able to update the core myself, or the client wasn't able to do it when they wanted. Now, typically my process would be one where I just kind of log into past client sites maybe every 3 months or so. I would update their core, manage WP dashboard, and life would be good. Unfortunately now, when my sites would get auto updated, every once in a while, one of the dozens of sites that I have built will break because the WordPress update conflicts with the theme or different plugins. This is multiplied when you have some kind of custom coding, or if you're using a child theme. It's just really not a good thing. Then I was like, okay, well, if I use WordPress hosting, I'm just going to use it for very, very simple sites that use hardly any plugins. That way, if WordPress decides to auto update, it won't break the site. Fast forward to maybe 2 months ago. WordPress starts requiring you to use their own caching system. Now what this means, just to explain caching, is that it kind of combines the content of the site in such a way so that it loads faster. Now this is typically a win-win because the WordPress host actually saves quite a bit of bandwidth, so they can actually serve you better in a way and spend less of their resources. And on your side, you get the benefit of having a faster loading site. Now, while that sounds good, the negative impact of caching is that sometimes when you combine files or you use other caching methods, it'll make your site display improperly. Now, this is a disaster. And even worse, sometimes your site won't even fulfill certain functionality. If you have, for example, an e-commerce site, your site's going to break and you're not going to be able to receive orders. The third issue I take with GoDaddy WordPress dedicated hosting is that it's relatively expensive. Now, it's true that it's much easier to set up, but if you have just a little bit of developer skill, you can set up a much better, faster site for cheaper, even using GoDaddy's own Linux hosting. So if you were to use, for example, the economy hosting package and maybe set it up so you can do multiple sites, you could host one site for a little bit less, and you could host multiple sites for a lot less. I actually host a lot of one-page sites on Linux hosting now, and I think Linux hosting is very viable in a lot of ways. Now you're probably saying right now, well, what if you have no development skill and you want to make a site and you want to make a WordPress site? Well, my answer to you then would be maybe don't make a WordPress site. If you want to make, say, a site for $10 a month and you don't have a ton of developer chops, it might be better just to go over to Squarespace or Wix or Shopify or many of the other services that I recommend to people all the time. The reality is if the customer isn't a good fit for what I do, then I'm actually wasting a lot of my time and their time trying to talk them into something that won't work for them, that won't serve them best. So, if you don't want to spend the money to get a developer or take the time to learn how to have the minimal amount of developing skills, I would say just go ahead and use Wix, Squarespace, WordPress.com, any of those. It really depends on your specific business and your specific needs, which one. But definitely, I would not use WordPress hosting for GoDaddy, ever. I'm serious, guys. Stay away from it like the plague. I'm very sad because of it, and it created a lot of sadness in my life. I think I'm just going to kind of end the video talking about how sad it's made me. You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, alright? You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night with a call saying that your client's site is broken and that they're losing $1,000 an hour, okay? You don't want to do that. I've been there. It was rough, alright? It was terrible. You don't want that. Think about your kids. Think about your family. Think about your mom, alright? You don't need that. You don't need it. Do something else. Alright, in the comments, let me know what your problems are. Let me know if you had problems with this. Let me know if you're thinking about using it. Let me know. Tell me if you like Wix or Squarespace or Shopify or WordPress.com. Tell me if you like Weebly. Ugh, hate Weebly. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video. I will be trying to make a lot more. I said I was going to make one every day, but I haven't really been able to do that. I'm working a ton with all my gazillions of clients. You see these papers here. This is all my to-do list for the next 4 days. It's pretty intense. But I will be doing a lot of stuff talking about Google hosting. I haven't really seen a lot of great guides for Mac users. There's some really great ones for Windows users, but there haven't been a lot of Google hosting guides for Mac users. So I'm going to definitely put some content out like that over the next couple weeks. I really appreciate you watching this video. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Aloha. Aloha. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Ah, goodbye. Oh, goodbye. Oh, what a beautiful mouth. Hello. Hello. Oh, my teeth look great. Look at that beard. My God. Testosterone is flowing out of me like a fountain. Look at this. I gotta hit the gym. I haven't been going to the gym enough. I've been working at my computer. These muscles are really strong, all right? These muscles are strong. These are really strong muscles. This finger right here, my typing finger, could break your arm. It could break your arm. Okay, I gotta edit this video and shut down. Later, guys. Aloha.